All right, welcome to another edition of the live stream here with Tabmock99, and of course we got the Combat King joining us. Guys, how are you doing out there?
Doing good, Ryan.
Awesome. Okay, great. And we've got, I believe we've got our good friend with us, Tabmock99, my co-host as well. How are you doing there, buddy?
Hey, doing excellent. How's everybody?
Oh, we're doing great. And we got some things to cover. It's going to be a shorter stream than usual, but we do have some interesting things to cover. And, of course, we've got our very special guest with us, the Combat King, who even has his own radical pair of shoes. Do you have those? Do you have those with you right now to show everybody? Because those are
I
so
don't
sick.
have them right now, but I think I saw them in the chat. I think I saw somebody put them in a chat a moment ago.
That's right. You actually made him an emote on your channel.
In fact, I'll put them in the
Oh,
chat
look at
right
that. SSD Ninja. Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Now you got it.
That's
now. You might see him in the chat a little more as time goes on. We'll see who pops in.
Yes. That's the greatest thing ever, man. That's the greatest thing ever.
So, Steve Busy Lowell just asked, who is the Combat King? That is the $64,000 question.
Yes. Who are you, Combat King?
Okay, I'll introduce myself. You guys aren't going to introduce me? No, I can't.
I'll introduce you. So the Combat King is a very important member of the speedrun community for Mortal Kombat, which is a little bit of a side competitive community. It's a little gem tucked away in competitive gaming that not a whole lot of mainstream people know about, but the hardcore MK fans totally know what you guys are all about. You, Outworld, and the list goes on and on and on. And dare I say it, I believe you hold some world records in times to complete Mortal Kombat. Is that correct?
Yep. Not so many anymore. Mostly high score records these days. The scene's grown a lot. I haven't been able to hang on to all the records, but
Well, we've got a picture of you loaded up in the chat right now, so anybody who's watching can see that is a photo of you pointing to your high score, and this was actually taken at Galloping Ghost Arcade. So anybody who's really been following Combat Con and our coverage at events like this will probably recognize it, but that is your name up there in the #1 high score list, right?
right.
That's not an easy feat to do. Like the thing that's so amazing about speedrunners, like you and Outworld, if you ever get to watch your streams, you guys have it down to like a science with exactly what you have to do, and it's like so darn crazy watching you guys do what you do.
Yeah. To beat, see. I mean, I guess, like, the different... Outworld is on, like, a whole nother level right now. I did a lot of speedrunning Mortal Kombat back in 2015 to 2016-ish, and I kind of fell off the map a little bit. People like Outworld, there's a couple other runners out there, trying to think of names. There's the Andy Social Network, L-Rock, those are some world record holders. They've kind of taken over. They've got all the records now. Those are the big hitters now. Most of my records are pretty much wiped out. I've still got the high score that I'm pointing to there, but
That's one to be proud of, and to get the high score is a little bit different than speedrunning. There's a lot of other things to consider.
Yeah. I'd say my claim to fame, if you will, these days would be I'm kind of I was hesitant to like actually embrace this title, but a lot of people said it. I guess I'm like the father of Mortal Kombat speedrunning because
you really pioneered the whole thing. Like it was never really a thing that people did before you came along.
Right. Like with me, it starts about in 2008. In 2008, I bought my first arcade machine. It was a Mortal Kombat 1 machine, and it's not hooked up to the internet or anything. The AIs are really brutal, and I'm a pretty competitive guy. So I was like, well, I'm gonna figure out how to beat these AIs, max difficulty. I want to beat this game. The AIs cheat too. That's the differences between the AIs and facing people. The AIs will throw you in the middle of a combo. They read your inputs and all this other nonsense. And so I ended up just getting really into it. And when 2010 rolled around, I found some leaderboards out there where I could actually submit fastest completion for some Mortal Kombat games if I sent in a video and I could get recognized for it. And so I did that, and I was the only person doing it. Speedrun.com didn't exist yet. Speedrun.com is like this huge hub for speedruns now. It's huge. But that place didn't exist till like 2014. So until
it's relatively new.
A lot of people don't realize it because it's so big. Its Alexa rating is like 1,500 or something. It's huge now. A lot of people don't realize it's so young. It seems like it's been there forever. But before that, I was kind of like the only one putting runs out there, putting runs on YouTube or whatever, showing people, hey, I mean, if you find all these exploits, these cheating AIs, you can beat them. Like, because Mortal Kombat's like, it's a quarter muncher. It's hard. People are always, I think just a lot of people would talk to me and they'd be like, well, how do you beat that in 1 quarter? And I'd say, well, you just do this stupid combo over and over or something. And I was putting videos out there like that, and I was kind of out there by myself doing it. And then speedrun.com came around like 2014. As soon as it came around, there was no Mortal Kombat on the website.
And so you pushed for it to get there, didn't you? You pushed for it to be listed, right?
I did. I pushed for it to be listed. It's interesting because all I did was in speedrunning, I was I was nobody. I lurked Speed Demos Archive, which is an old school speedrunning website, but I didn't have an account. I never logged in or anything like that. In the speedrunning world, I was, my name wasn't known at all. And I went to speedrun.com and I made a post in the forums and said, hey, can I moderate Mortal Kombat speedrunning? I've got, deep knowledge of all the games. I have the arcade machines. I have multiple versions on multiple consoles. I have speedruns myself. Here are all my YouTube videos and all this. Can I run this and for you guys? And the moderator of the website just said to me, seems legit. Okay, we'll give you the Mortal Kombat series. And
Nice.
they just gave me the whole Mortal Kombat series, every single game. And then I spent the summer of 2014 buying all the copies of Mortal Kombat I didn't have for like every system, including the obscure ones. Mortal Kombat for the Master System, I think I had to get that from Brazil, or Mortal Kombat 3 for the Master System. There's a Mortal Kombat 3 Game Gear. I had to import that, and so I spent like a whole summer buying them all, playing them all, figuring out rule sets for all of them, and then I set up all the categories, every game, every console, and then I did runs. I did like 30 runs. I figured out, yes, with the blue box, box and everything.
Yeah, This is a very rare Brazilian import. Not too many people are even aware of the release of this one.
But of course, Tablock 99 has it.
Well,
and then Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 for the Master System are kind of rare as well. One of those I had to get from Spain, and another one I had to get from France.
Wow.
They weren't that expensive, though. I think they were like $50, but if you want to collect Mortal Kombat games, that's probably a cheaper endeavor than some other other video game collections out there.
Oh my god.
But anyway, so yeah, I spent I spent that summer of 2014 doing that. Setting up all these rules and everything, and then nobody speedran Mortal Kombat, and so I felt like the leaderboards were pretty lonely, and so I actually figured out how to speedrun all these games, including the really obscure ports. Like I figured out how to beat that weird Master System port on the hardest difficulty on 1 life on the Master Tower, just so that leaderboard would have a time, right? And so I ended up submitting like 35 times or something like that, just so none of the leaderboards be empty.
Yeah.
So then when that happened, you were number 1 for like every port of every version of Mortal Kombat ever.
I was. So it probably looked really funny to like, so I met Tablock here in like 2016. He actually looked me up and he saw that I was number 1 on like 35 games and he's like, what's going on here? It probably looked pretty funny to people who stumbled across it at the time, but the reality of the situation is I didn't have a whole lot of competition on a lot of the games.
Man.
Well, let's take a look at something else, and Ryan, maybe you can cue this post up that we saw earlier. Patrick, your name is in the Guinness Book of World Records for this?
It is. It's in there twice. It's kind of a that's kind of another story. So that's
wow.
Like everyone's. I have no idea how Guinness chooses what they want to put in there. But for me, like I had some runs I was really proud of. This is in 2016. I think I got my name in there. I had some runs that I was really proud of. Mortal Kombat 2 on the Genesis, to name one. Oh, you actually have the list pulled up. Yeah, well,
yeah, we did our homework.
Yeah, MK1 on the SNES. That one took me about 150 hours.
But you did the high score and a speed run on that.
I did. Okay, for that one, yeah, I did the high score and the speed run. It took me about see, because I was the only one doing this, I couldn't just look up a YouTube video and figure out how to do this. So it took me like forever to figure out how to beat the AIs in the max difficulty without dying. And the SNES version is different from the arcade version. It's completely the arcade, like the AI behavior. It's all different, and so
nothing alike.
So it took me all these hours to figure out how to do it. And then there was a time floating around out there on the internet of like, it was like a 10-minute time or something. And there was no video to prove it. But I wanted to beat that time. And I eventually, after like 100 hours, did by like 2 seconds. Wow. Or something like that. So that ended up being a real point of pride for me. But Guinness World Records, I don't really know how they pick what goes into their book. They chose, I have a time that was a Mortal Kombat trilogy that wasn't really very good. It was like 15 minutes or something like that. That game can be beaten in under 10 minutes if you use a boss character or something. I mean, Mortal Kombat trilogy is a really broken game. And they chose Mortal Kombat 1 for the Game Boy, the high score for that. That's what I'm in the book of records for. So
you know what
I don't know.
You know what you can shoot.
Do you have a copy of the book with you?
I used to have it right here on my coffee table. Hold on. Actually, it might be within arm's reach.
Okay.
But I was gonna say, Dr. Nerdly set a goal for you. You should try to speed run. He goes, "Are there any speed runs for Special Forces?"
Special Forces is on the list, actually, believe it or not. Either I'm going to speedrun it or Outworld is going to speedrun it. I'm not sure if he's in the chat, but we've talked about it.
Someone is a glutton for punishment, man. Whoever does that.
So, to wrap up the end of my last story, right now, the Mortal Kombat section on speedrun.com is very populated. It's nothing like it looked in 2014, 2015. All of the games, all the categories have 10 or more runners on them. It's huge now, and I love it. That's exactly what I wanted to build. That's exactly how I wanted it to be, even if I don't have a whole lot of records to my name. Special Forces still sits there with zero runs, I think. There's a category for it. Rules are set up. I bought the game. I set up the rules. It's still sitting there with 0 runs, but it's...
Just can't do it. Can't do it, huh?
I'll do it. I mean, I'll do it eventually. A lot of the viewers on my channel have requested it. A lot of Outworld's viewers have requested it. He does mythologies. Like he's a madman.
He's a pro.
I do not do mythologies. That's one
really
I didn't.
a pro at mythologies, isn't he?
What?
He's really a pro at mythologies, isn't he?
Yeah. He just did it. He just did it on the hardest difficulty without losing a single life.
That's a 1 credit clear.
A 1 credit clear on the hardest difficulty. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's insane.
I don't know. Mythologies I probably won't do. That's for him to do. That was one I never did submit a run for back in the day when I was going through all the games and submitting runs. I tried, and I lost my patience with it.
Yeah.
But that's really cool, though, that in addition to holding all these records, you were the one who sort of set up and brought Mortal Kombat to the speedrunning community, and then you sort of fostered a bunch of competition to where eventually you couldn't hold on to all your records, but you've still got that one for the Mortal Kombat 1 high score.
I do, yeah.
And you and I have talked about this before. we've gotten really in depth as far as some of the nitty gritty and the programming of Mortal Kombat 1 that is really not well known. Like you were explaining to me the difference between how a draw is handled, right? Like a draw is handled one way. Well, I'll let you explain it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the way a draw is handled in Mortal Kombat 1, I guess it's like, well, first of all, the high scoring in Mortal Kombat is done really well. Games at that time, in the early 90s, nobody cared about high scores. Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, for the NES, had a high score, but people were playing it to save the princess, right? Nobody cared that the high score was there. So the high score is really not a whole lot went into how a score is calculated. In Mortal Kombat 1, it's really intelligently put together. The way you're rewarded, you're rewarded for a flawless victory, for a fatality, even more if you can get a double flawless. So if you chase in high score, you get points for different hits. You get a high punch that's like 500 points. If you can get behind your opponent and knee them, that's 5,000 points. That's like the biggest amount of points. So you can, when you're going for high score, you want to take that stuff into consideration. You want to find a pattern that allows you to get the most points for the hits you're doing, and you want to intentionally lose a round between. You want to get a double flawless victory. You want to lose a round in between also, or at the beginning of the fight or whatever.
Right, so you want like a flawless and a loss and then another flawless.
Correct. But if you're really hardcore, you'll try to force a draw, which is something I know how to do it. I haven't done a full run where I get a whole bunch of draws. But if you get a draw, if you know where to get your opponent's health, you get their health down to a sliver. And then if you do the right combination of things, you can get your health down to a sliver. You'll be tied. And then if you run around, avoid getting hit, the time will burn out. That'll create a draw. If you get a draw, you get to keep all those points, and then you can do a fourth round. But if you do it again, if you try to get a fifth round and you get a draw again, the game's going to say, okay, you're done, we're cutting you off. And it's just going to take you to the game over screen.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that's
you
crazy.
can't just do that all day. But yeah, so theoretical, if you want to go for like a max score in MK, you want to get one loss, one draw, and a double flawless. But you can't go no more than 4 rounds.
Oh, wow.
And then you also figured out something else, which is that if both players never land a hit on each other and you get a draw, that'll immediately take you to a game over.
Correct. Yes. So that's the other thing. That's why the draw I described, you have to get each other to a sliver of health. If you get a draw where you just burn out the clock and nobody does any damage, the game will just say, nobody's fighting. I think these guys just put a quarter in and then left, so I'm just going to take it back to the game over screen. And it will take it to the game over screen because nothing's happening. The game knows nothing's happening. It's like, you guys aren't doing it.
That's crazy to me that there's all these like details about this game, like these only the most hardcore players will even uncover this stuff.
Yeah.
So I know some of the people in our chat are confused, so I'll just try and explain it. Okay, so he's saying this isn't speedrunning, it's the absolute highest score. Well, if you look at the picture, you'll see that Patrick here, the Kombat King, actually has multiple records. He's got, at least at the time, you had the speed run record and the high score record.
Correct.
So it's a double. You got to do both.
It's two different. There's two different ways to play MK1. MK1 is the only one that keeps score. I think there's a mode in Mortal Kombat 10 as well that keeps track of score, but I haven't really explored it. I saw there's like a world leaderboard for it and everything on the PlayStation Network. But I haven't really looked into that one at all.
Is that something that you would like them to do more of going forward?
I probably. I really like the score attack. I still to this day have not done a speed run of Mortal Kombat 1 for the arcade. I have the machine. I still have not done a speed run of it because I like the score attack so much, and I put so much time into being able to score attack that game and play it like I do that I have a hard time switching to the speedrun strats. The speedrun strats, you got to use a completely different character. You play completely different. It's way different. So, I don't know. For some reason, I've always liked the score attack more, and I wish more games than just MK1 had it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they really got away from it immediately after the first game. They just threw it out.
Yeah, they did. There are websites out there that will that kind of keep track of score for MK2, and what they'll do is they award points. I don't know. I don't know how the heck they do it, but you can get a theoretical perfect score in Mortal Kombat 2. I think it's 330 points. That's if you get a flawless every single round, you do a fatality every single round, and you fight Jade. You get 330 points, but I forget how that totals up. But there's websites out there that will consider, will look at your gameplay in Mortal Kombat 2 and award points accordingly. And 330 is the max.
Okay, so it sounds like they give you 1 point for everything. They don't award it the same way that Mortal Kombat 1 did, where it's like 5,000 points for a knee and like 200 points.
And it's not awarded in game either. It's just they set these rules up. Yeah,
it's just people adding it manually and calculating it for you.
And right. Then Dr. Nerdly had another question about Mortal Kombat Gold in terms of speedrunning. Is that a thing?
It's a thing. It's not very popular on speedrun.com. Mortal Kombat Gold is separate from MK4 on the leaderboards. Yeah, different console, different. All those Mortal Kombat 4s are really different from each other. It's not very popular. I think 3 people are listed on the leaderboard or something like that. And the leaderboard probably could use a little bit of cleanup. The way the rules are now, you can use Goro, you can use all the secret characters, and with Goro, you can just spam a fireball over and over and win each round in about 9 seconds. Really easy. It should probably have its own category for the secret characters, but it's there. It's just kind of neglected. Like you can speedrun Gold. I've done speedruns of Gold.
So there's a lot of ways. This stream, people want to get into it now.
Yeah. So that score is ripe for the taking for Mortal Kombat Gold. And then C Busy here said he doesn't want to sound noobish, but the icons in Mortal Kombat 2, the dragon icons for each round you win, he's like, was that part of a scoring system or no? I think it kind of was like an in-between, wasn't it?
It was just a win streak, I think.
Yeah.
Streak, yeah. But it doesn't take into account if you get a flawless, which this online scoring system does. You have to get flawlesses, you have to get fatalities, and you have to do a variety of fatalities, too. Like, if the stage has a stage fatality, you have to do it, or else you lose points.
Wow. Okay.
Well, and the stuff that C Busy is talking about for the wins after a match, that would reset. Like after you lose, after your streak gets down to 0, that resets.
Yeah.
And if I recall correctly, I remember they had like the dragon symbol, they had like the 2 logo. There was like a bronze or like a golden version of the 2, and I think that was the highest you could get.
Yeah.
After
you have to go into 2-player to see that other stuff, I think. Yeah.
That's right. Because after a 1-player game, there weren't enough matches to max it out. So if you ever fought to fight, if you ever played Mortal Kombat 2 with the goal of getting to Noob Saibot, which required 50 win streak, or to play a match of Pong, which required a 250 win streak, you would see some of the crazier symbols.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what's interesting? Speaking of that, if you play through Mortal Kombat 1 and you get a really killer score, you beat Reptile and everything, you get like a 20 million point score, you don't get to put it in the high scores list. The high scores list is exclusive to 2-player matches. So they award points so beautifully. Like I said, I love the point system in MK1. I love how points are awarded, but you don't get any recognition for it on the cabinet in 1 player, which I always thought that was pretty weird.
Yeah. That is weird. And, I think on some of the consoles, like on the Sega Genesis or the Mega Drive, I think it worked a little bit differently. Where I think after a 1-player game, if you got high enough, it would ask you to enter your initials.
Oh, I don't think you enter your initials on any of them. I haven't played the console versions for score in a while, but I don't think you get to enter your score on any of them without 2-player.
Okay. You may be right. I'll have to take your word for it. Because you're in the Guinness Book of World Records for this stuff.
Yeah.
You're the expert. But yeah, no, it's so, I think the reason they did that in a cabinet back in the 90s is because most people didn't really play Mortal Kombat 1, I think, in single player. I think a couple people did, but I think most people, the lines were so big for that game that everyone was playing each other.
Single player really wasn't an option most of the time.
No,
like,
right.
You have two people who both want to play. Well, they both have the right to play.
I think it was like for bragging rights back in the 90s.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was exactly how I felt when I actually bought a machine and brought it home, and it's my home. Nobody's gonna hit start on player 2 in my house.
Hey, have me and Ted
like,
come over.
It's like I'm gonna just play this game uninterrupted.
Right.
And then I realized I didn't know how to fight the AI.
Oh. Yeah.
Because fighting the AIs is so much. The AIs cheat. Like.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've got to move on here. And Ryan, maybe you can cue this thing up now. Maybe you can switch over to the post of the week.
Yes,
you had one that you picked out for us.
Yes, I picked out this post of the week. It's from, again, Ryan Seabass, who was featured in our last stream as well, but another great post by him, saying new expectations to the surprise of many, including himself. There was no announcement for MK11 at E3 this year. While it's disappointing because we're all big fans of the series, and we're looking forward to the next installment, this also brings a new level of excitement because it's a break from the usual cycle. This raises some questions for sure. 1, when is the first trailer coming? 2, will the game release next spring like most people expect, or will it be pushed back to the holiday season of 2019, or maybe even perhaps a 2020 release? And point number 3, is NetherRealm Studios using Unreal Engine 4 for the new game? And if so, could using/learning the new engine be the reason for what appears to be a delay? I have no doubts that the team at NetherRealm Studios is crafting something awesome with Mortal Kombat 11, and I look at it this way. The longer it takes to create the game, the better the finished product will be. Great post by him, and I think we can go through all 3 of his points here. When is the first trailer coming? I don't think really anybody knows. I would probably expect something like that to probably happen. I'd say probably at a big gaming event like E3, right?
Well, obviously, that's come and gone. But you do have to wonder, what is their strategy here? Do they want to tie it to another gaming event where there's already a big crowd? Or do they want to do things on their own dime where they're not competing for people's attention? What is the best way to do it? Remember, people are going to be excited about Mortal Kombat 11 no matter which way they decide to go.
That's absolutely true. And then the second point here was, will the game release next spring like most people expect, or be pushed back to the holiday season of 2019, or perhaps a spring 2020 release? I personally think the game will release in 2020. I think in 2019 is probably when we'll get our first trailer. That's my guess. I could be completely wrong. I feel like they're going to announce it next year at E3. But that's just me.
The original Mortal Kombat, it was hyped up as Mortal Monday, and that was in September. So do you think they want to try to do something tied to September? Could that be part of it? Makes you wonder.
Maybe. That's a great point. I don't know. Combat King, what do you think?
I mean, how many actual... No, I think it's bigger than that now. I don't think they'll just announce it on a whim. I think it'd be attached to a big event, wouldn't it? Do we have any big events left this year?
I don't think so. I think
Comic-Con? Would they do it there? It's a WB property. I don't think they would. I don't think they'll announce it this year. That's what I think. I just don't think they'll announce it this year.
I think it's going to be at E3 because that's the granddaddy of them all. That's like the Super Bowl of video games. I think that's where they'd announce it personally.
So you're thinking we have to wait till the next year's E3?
That's what I think.
I could see that. I could see next year's E3. Yeah, that's what I could see that.
Well, at any rate, guys, you got to stay tuned to MortalKombatOnline.com because whenever the news drops, whatever venue NetherRealm Studios decides to use to drop the news, we'll host it first. And there is one more question that Ryan Seabass had.
Yes. Is NetherRealm Studios going to use Unreal Engine 4 for the new game? And if so, could learning the new engine be the reason for what appears to be a delay? I wouldn't think so. As somebody, myself personally, who's dived into game dev a little bit, like I'm familiar with Unity and Unreal Engine, I think that when you go to an engine upgrade, I think, and I'm a little ignorant when I come to saying this, because I'm not by any means a game dev or an expert, but I have used the engines. I think there's some meaningful upgrades, but I don't know if that would be a reason to push the game off a full year. My guess is they are doing something completely different with the gameplay itself, right? So I would, at this rate, I firmly believe that the character variations may very well go out the window. I think there might be a brand new, I think there's going to be a brand new fighting system. I really do, and what it is, no one knows, but it's big enough to the point where it's thrown off their development cycle, and I mean, to throw off a development cycle, you have to do more, in my opinion, than simply throw off one department, right? And there's tons and tons of departments in game devs. So you have to literally say, hey, we're doing this completely different thing. We need programming to do this differently. We need graphics to do this differently. We need artists to do this differently. Because there's going to be some kind of a gameplay change, I think, that is going to be big. And what it is, I don't know. But that's my
I will tell you this. If you look back at the last couple of games, they always add more to the game modes. You know, the crypt has become a mini game in and of itself, rather than just being a thing where you go and you buy random coffins until there's nothing left to buy.
That's true.
Now you've sort of got to earn them with skill and solve puzzles and things like that. So with every single game mode just being bigger and more involved and more complicated, I believe that they keep adding more and more to it. I think that alone can add to the time delay in a way that even adjustments to the fighting engine itself may not be as relevant.
That's also true, but you got to keep in mind if they're going to be doing something like I think we all know that the next Mortal Kombat game is going to have tag mode. I think we all know that's going to be a thing just because it's so highly in demand and it's just so much wanted in the community. I think that's a no-brainer that's going to be in the game. But with that, since they are involved in the competitive scene and things, that's going to take a lot more time, I think, to balance, especially if they do stick with character variations. So maybe that causes them to throw that out the window, the variation system, and do something else different. I don't know. But there's some ideas. But like you said, the crypt is, in fact, huge. It seems like every game, the crypt gets a bigger and bigger side game. You know what I mean?
It's not just a facelift. It's an entirely different mode at this point.
Yeah, every game it completely changes and gets even bigger than it was before. So yeah, that could very well be a thing too.
Well, I think that's enough speculating about the future. Let's talk about some actual news here. We have something here. You want to show the Kombat Cup update?
Yeah, the video for the Kombat Cup update with Soccer Johnny.
Yes, Soccer Johnny is now playable. His challenge has been out ever since, I think, around the time of the last stream.
There it is.
Yeah, so look at that costume.
I'm not a fan of the hair. I like his costume. I like the fact that, and actually, if we can here, I'm going to show the video if that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull up the video because you got a great video of Johnny here. And it just looks great with what you had done. So I'm just going to go ahead and show this video. Let's see here.
Yeah, please.
So there
you can see, yeah, this is taken straight from Mortal Kombat X Mobile.
Yep.
And I got rid of all the text so you can just appreciate the costume in all of its glory.
Yeah, and it's a great outfit. I like the jersey. I'd love to get one of those myself, as well as the shorts. That's dope. I like the tattoos on the arms, but I don't like the do. It's just not Johnny Cage. I just can't get over the man bun. It just does not do it for me. And we'll take another look at it here. I don't know. I just don't like the choice of the do. Everything else was great. But yeah, that's the one thing that was like, are you serious? They gave him a man bun? They made him look like a hipster? I don't know. I'm just not a fan of that. But the costume itself, great. Big fan of it. Love it. And I like how they have the Chicago flag on his right arm as well there. That's definitely definitely a nice touch. So
good detail. See, I missed it since I'm not that familiar with the Chicago flag.
Yeah.
So thank you for pointing that out.
Being in Chicago, you tend to see those things everywhere. So
exactly, and they're having NetherRealm is having a contest. So
yes.
maybe you can play that for us.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and pull up this video and see what we got here. Let me see if I can get this up here.
Hey, Mortal Kombat X
not
mobile
sure if we can get
fans.
the audio
I'm
on
Mick
this.
Pack, and today we're here on the
Rolling.
pitch in Chicago, Illinois, to talk to you a little bit about our latest update that revolves around a certain sport that has quite a bit of fervor around it right now. In this update, we're featuring 2 new characters, Kombat Cup Johnny Cage and Kombat Cup Sonya Blade, dressed head to toe in their favorite soccer attire. As huge footy fans at the studio, the team has put a lot of effort into putting details and flourish on these characters, making them feel like they came right off the combat pitch. And to celebrate this update and the sport of soccer, we've got a special giveaway planned for you. All you need to do is send your best Mortal Kombat-inspired soccer cosplay or Mortal Kombat-inspired soccer fan art, and we'll select a lucky winner for this. Thanks, Ed. Handmade, all-leather, 1950s-era T-panel style soccer ball. It's a full-size number 5 ball, just like the pro soccer players use. And it's decorated with NetherRealm graphics and signed by Mortal Kombat co-creator Ed Boon. It's one of a kind. Just post your picture as a comment to this video by July 15th and make sure you add the hashtag sweepstakes for a chance to win. And if you're not one of the lucky winners, we'll also select an additional 5 winners to receive 500 souls apiece. We can't wait to see the creativity the community brings to this contest. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the pitch.
So yeah, the soccer ball looks dope. I definitely want one. I think it's awesome. That's a great giveaway. And of course, guys, you know the details to how to do that, so you should all jump in on that action. I will be very envious.
You just have to be a talented artist or a talented cosplayer.
There you go. And we saw lots of talented cosplayers at C2E2 earlier.
I mean, you were saying yourself how you would love to have one of these jerseys.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you go and put one together? Maybe you can win.
I'm sure we could probably figure out somebody who's got a really good like jersey printing place and make one. Just to have it, I would totally make one.
Yeah, that would be great. And then, you know, you do the man bun thing, you totally win the costume.
No. You couldn't pay me enough to do that, man. Like, no.
Well, I'll tell you what. You were making a remark earlier about how these faces, they don't quite look like Johnny and Sonya.
Right.
Do you happen to have any information on who they might be modeled after?
I think I heard they were actually modeled after soccer players.
Yes, that's right.
But I'm not a big soccer guy, so I don't really follow football.
How many man buns are there in soccer? I don't watch a lot of soccer. Are there lots of man buns? Is that why they've done this?
I don't think there is.
I don't think it's that there's a lot, but actually, Ryan, if you could find this out, if you could find the next picture, there is at least one who it looks like Johnny Cage may be modeled after.
Yes.
So this is an image that was sent in to us actually by Judgment Fist, one of the MK Online users, one of the new users actually to the website.
Yep.
So according to this image, which looks pretty legit to me, but we don't have confirmation from NetherRealm Studios, but there's a picture of a guy with a man bun, right? That's a soccer player, Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
I mean, that pretty much looks exactly like him, right?
Yeah, it does. I'd say that's a pretty accurate representation, and same with Sonya, the same dues. They're both even wearing the same color jerseys. I wouldn't be surprised if that's modeled after them. Not exactly, you know what I mean? Because if they don't have the rights.
Right. Not exactly, but inspired
close.
by.
Oh, of course.
And the female player in the bottom, that's Laura Bassett.
Yeah.
So I think, and even the colors of the uniforms, right? They bear some striking similarities to what colors they gave Johnny Cage's jersey and Sonya Cup's jersey for their Combat Cup variations. Yeah. So I think it's safe to say that was the inspiration here.
I would agree.
Yeah, for sure. Well, do you think it's about time for some Mortal Kombat trivia? Think it's the time we start that up?
Oh, of course. I think everybody's been excited for the Mortal Kombat trivia, right? That's
right. NetherRealm Studios is giving away a soccer ball, and we all know what we need to do to get that. But what are we giving away?
Well, we're going to be giving away a Raiden hat which is autographed by the voice actor for Richard Epcar. Let me see if I can get that here. So this is signed by the voice actor of Raiden, Richard Epcar. We still have some left. We haven't had any winners yet of the giveaway. But let's actually, you know what? Let's show the leaderboard of our last giveaway winner, because if you do win the giveaway, you will get your name mentioned in our Combat Code Champions list, which so far is only Geronimo, who managed to do that there and land his name on our Code Champions list. So mad props to him.
Hey, Mortal Kombat X mobile fans. I'm Mick Pack, and today we're here on the pitch in Chicago, Illinois, to talk to you a little bit about our latest update that revolves around a certain sport that has quite a bit of fervor around it right now. In this update, we're featuring two new characters, Combat Cup Johnny Cage and Combat Cup Sonya Blade, dressed head to toe in their favorite soccer attire. As huge footy fans at the studio, the team has put a lot of effort into putting details and flourish on these characters, making them feel like they came right off the combat kit.
Actually, because I do want
to celebrate this update and the sport of soccer,
really awesome,
we've got a special giveaway plan for you. All you need to do is send your best Mortal Kombat-inspired soccer cosplay or Mortal Kombat-inspired soccer fan art, and we'll select a lucky winner for this.
Awesome changes to the stream.
Thanks, Ed.
We have some really
handmade,
cool things in store.
all-leather, 1950s era T-panel style soccer ball.
I believe
it's a full-size number 5 ball, just like the pro soccer players use.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be on the phone with CC Shadow and with Scott Howell, and we're going to be discussing a lot of really big, really awesome things.
Just post your
picture as a comment to this video by July 15th. Make sure you add hashtag sweepstakes for a chance to win. If you're not one of the lucky winners, we'll also select an additional 5 winners to receive 500 souls apiece. We can't wait to see the creativity the community brings to this contest. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the pitch.
That you don't need to win a giveaway for. So all of that is still in talks. We're still working those details out, and we're not officially. I mean, we made Twitch affiliate status. We just have to do the P's and Q's behind the scenes, and once we touch all that up, we're also going to have something really, really ridiculously cool for subscribers. I don't know if I'm allowed to spill the beans on that yet, or if we want to keep that a secret. That's up to you.
Let's keep it under wraps for now.
Let's keep it under wraps for now. There is something ridiculously cool that is coming for people who do subscribe to the channel. So stay tuned for that. If you're a Mortal Kombat collector, you definitely want to subscribe. Not just because it's going to give you another way to win a giveaway, but it's going to give you access to something that's super freaking cool. So we'll keep that on the lowdown for now. Stay tuned though, because as future streams develop, as we start to kind of put the bow on this, it's going to be really, really cool. If you haven't already followed the stream,
we'll announce it when we're ready.
Yeah. If you haven't already followed the stream, make sure you do that, because there's some cool stuff. Now, with that being said, sorry, I know I was long-winded. We're going to go ahead and cue the live stream music here, which is going to be awesome. So give me just a moment. Oh, there it is. So we're going to go ahead, start up the trivia bot. Ladies and gents, start your thinking engines. Because here we go.
Guys, these are all new trivia questions.
All brand new, and you spent all of the time in the world working on these.
Well, you know.
You did. You put a lot of work into this.
Some of these are easy and some of these are hard, but I don't always know which ones are easy and hard. To me, it's all just Mortal Kombat knowledge I have. So sometimes I'm not sure how much is well known and how much is really obscure.
Yes.
When are we going to get high-scoring trivia questions?
Yeah.
How many points do you get if you beat Reptile from the player one side?
Oh, 10 million.
10 million?
No.
Oh?
Oh, yeah, you said player one side. I'm sorry.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
20 million?
2 million.
2 million.
It'll say 10 million on the screen, but you won't get it.
Yeah, that's right. Rip off.
Good trivia question, yeah?
What is it with Midway and them hating player 2?
I don't know.
MK Dude says Def O Tabma. Yeah? Oh, wait. That's got to be some kid slang. I'm not hip to the kid slang these days. Oh, yeah. See, this is a hard name to spell. You got it.
Nice.
How sensitive is the spelling there, Fatal Cade?
It's, I believe it's forgivable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there might. I was gonna say there might be a hyphen in there somewhere. This is.
It's forgivable. It's definitely forgivable. None of that's changed. I'm looking at the settings now, so we're good.
Wait a minute. What is that last name? Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh. Plot twist.
Got him.
Got him.
Although technically both answers were probably correct.
This company.
Okay, I can just watch people playing this trivia.
Yeah,
all
I was gonna say I'm getting sucked into that now, and I'm not even playing.
Yeah, it's so good.
I just answer everything in my head.
Yeah, it's so good.
I mean, technically you could. It's not like you've been privy to the answers or anything.
No, that's true, but
it'd be weird to be to guest on the show and also participate.
I'm just gonna go over here and start typing away. Answer.
Did you know that last one? Did you know that about Ultratech? I bet you did, didn't you?
I didn't.
What was the question? Is it something about the PCMK? Because I know that was made by Ultratech, right? Or
it was the company that hosts the Killer Instinct tournament and brought MK1 for the DOS. Yeah.
I'm looking.
I did know that. I never understood that. I never understood why it said Ultratech on the box, but I knew the answer. Yeah.
I'm actually looking at some of these questions, and I honestly don't know the answers. These are good. These are tough. This is really gonna get them.
But the users seem to know them all.
Yeah, these guys our viewers are so intelligent. They're so brilliant and so hardcore. It's just awesome.
Mortal Kombat fans in the Mortal Kombat Online chat. Imagine that.
See, we were asking a question about dessert, but I think some of the users got confused and we're talking about desert.
Oh, yeah.
You know what would be a good question is, what Mortal Kombat actor was also in the game Revolution X? I just thought of that. Don't say the answer, but yeah.
Well, I know it.
We know this one. We know this one's half.
I think you might have actually put that in like the very first week of trivia, though.
Oh, did I? You know what? I probably did.
Yeah, I think that was one of your questions.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I think you're right. I did. I just lose track of all this stuff.
I know. I remember that, though, because not only had we recently played Revolution X, but you were just talking about Mistress Helga, and that's like what made me think of it.
Oh, yeah. Because there's actually two, but from Mortal Kombat 2. If I said it that
okay. Interesting.
Yep.
I just finally beat that game like a couple weeks ago.
What, Deadly Alliance?
No, Revolution X.
Oh
so
yeah,
good.
Revolution X.
Yeah, I finally loaded it up on MAME and beat that game. I'd never seen the end before. The game is very midway.
It really is.
It's full midway. I remember I was talking to John Vogel about it, and he's like, yeah, the first level was cool, the rest of it not so much. But honestly, I love the whole friggin' game from start to finish. It's just addicting. Once you start playing it, you can't put it down.
Yeah. It's also not as long as I thought. Like, I usually quit playing it because I for some reason I thought it was like 2 hours long, but it's only like 40 minutes tops, maybe. I don't know. That's not too long for an arcade game.
You know what else is a really fun game by Midway? Is Cruisin' USA.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it.
Great.
It's awesome.
You know, I really like, you know what I like about Revolution X is the hidden reference to Toasty!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I still never came across that yet.
You just have to get lucky. It's random. You know, there are people who tell me they've never gotten Toasty in front of the portal. It's like they get it in every other background, then they try to do it in front of the portal background to get the smoke. It stops working.
Weird.
Are there other Mortal Kombat references in there besides that one? I thought that game had a few more. I'm not certain.
Oh yeah, they had the Mortal Kombat 2 arcade machines in the background of the desert level.
But they did have that.
You can smash them,
that.
right? You can shoot them up and blow them.
Yep.
You can.
Great.
Yeah.
You can. Can I talk about something else that we're trying to do that might interest some of our Mortal Kombat fans as well? Regarding a kind of a crossover stream.
Yeah, let's keep that on the DL because if it doesn't work out,
yeah.
I don't want to get anybody's hopes up for nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm excited about that possibility as well, but let's not say anything until we know for sure.
All right.
This is a crossover stream. I'm never here.
No,
Yeah.
well, yeah. But I mean, we're talking like almost to the level of Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got a stumper here.
Ooh.
On the stumper, what do we got here?
Jack
In order to be
Daniels.
taken seriously as a fighter, Shujinko found this item, which actually belonged to Boraicho, and presented it as if he earned it himself.
And see, busy says Jack Daniels.
Uh,
You know what? That should get bonus points. That's a great answer.
I know. Oh, that is pretty good.
Could be accurate.
I mean, it's Boraicho we're talking about here.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's like a deception question or if this is some super obscure Shujinko game question.
No, I'm not going to put Shujinko game questions
You're not gonna
in
put
here.
Shujinko. Okay, I know you like it.
That wouldn't be fair.
There you go. I mean, it's anybody's ball game. I mean, I want to take a look at those high scores right now, actually, see where everyone is. So far, the biggest scorers are Lone Wolf Productions in first place with a score of 10, Dr. Nerdly with 5, Busy hanging on with 1. Busy can still come back and take it from the Doctor.
Dang.
It's funny because people did this mission. They remember doing the mission. They don't remember exactly what to call it.
Oh, man.
Oh, here we go. He got it.
Oh, nice. Dr. Nerdly scores another one. That puts him at 6.
You know what? I'm really glad that you give people enough time to figure this out. I'm glad that the Quizbot doesn't just like rush through.
Yeah.
These are good settings you have, man. These, you know, guys, it's not always easy to set up a trivia bot and set up prizes and jackpots and all these little settings that need to be adjusted. But I think we really fine-tuned this pretty darn good.
Yeah. We sure did. I'm gonna wear my Raiden hat for good luck, or it's my Raiden hat for now, but it could be somebody else's Raiden hat. See if I can maybe tilt the hat down so I look more like Carlos. Do the whole Raiden keeps falling.
Last time I was watching you guys and Total MK, you guys all put those hats on, and then immediately it started storming where I am. Just a very violent thunderstorm.
We summoned the God of Thunder. Yeah, that was the E3 stream, man. That was fun. That was a blast.
Yeah.
I had so much fun during that.
Now, Combat King, is that another Raiden hat I see in the background where you are? Or
No,
my
I don't
eyes
have.
deceive me?
I don't have a Raiden hat. I've got. I mean, this is my stream setup. So I've got like my curtain. My curtain consists of 2 Power Rangers, and I got Poe Dameron, some lava lamps off stream. I don't know. I got a couch co-op vibe going on in here. No MK references, I don't think, except the shirt maybe.
All right, this last question has come from the Mortal Kombat X comics.
Oh my.
Very obscure piece of trivia. The name of the award that Johnny Cage was given for his performance in Ninja Mime.
Oh, that's a good one.
This is fun. I love this stuff. I love seeing the ones that stump people.
Yes.
I like how ungoogleable some of these are. Like,
Are they?
it might take a few clicks, I think, to get an answer to some of these out of Google.
Yeah.
I try to ask stuff that would stump people off the top of their head, but I don't know how to make it hard to Google. So if that happens too, that's just an unexpected bonus.
Oh man, that's a good question.
Yeah, like if you read one obscure issue of Mortal Kombat X comics, you'll see this. You'll actually see that Jackie and Cassie are having a fight in the apartment, and they break it.
Oh.
You remember that scene, don't you?
Yeah. I have the compendium of those comics, but I haven't read it in like probably 2 years.
Yeah, they're always
Kombat
fun to go back and read.
Yeah, it is. It is. And Lone Wolf Productions is killing it, man.
Man, this guy's
at least 2 weeks in a row.
he's on top of it. Usually it's him and Busy, but right now Dr. Nerdly's doing an excellent job.
Yeah, you're right. Dr. Nerdly giving him a run for his money.
So Dr. Nerdly's at 7. Let me update the score here, see where we're at. So Lone Wolf is at 15. Dr. Nerdly is at 7. 8 now. Seabusy still with only 1. Lord Almighty.
Well, see, he was too busy.
Oh, the puns. We're gonna have one more question after this one, and then you want to have our winners.
I want to give some more. I mean,
more?
I don't think it'll change who's winning, but it is just fun to see what stumps people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? I think we got about 3 more minutes of trivia.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
This is just an ego boost for Tabmock, the question creator.
It is. This is fun for me. This is what gives me life. This is what gives me energy. This gets me pumped.
Oh, you worked hard on it. I don't know how to make a bot do this. It's cool. It's a cool feature.
This was the bot was really a lot of work between me and Tabmock and coming up with questions. And really, this time around, all the questions are credited to him. He worked on that 100%. They're great questions.
I mean, it's just so fun to sit there and watch the trivia happen, you know?
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
People are laughing because it accepted blood instead of blood, like BLOD. Like, yeah, the bot's pretty forgiving when it comes to this.
We made it forgiving-ish.
Yeah.
Caney.
These guys.
Alright, update on time. We've got just about 1 minute left in the trivia. So it's time to step up your A game and step up your concentration, my friends. Time is ticking. I'd say that Lone Wolf has a decent head start.
I don't think there are platinum cards, are there?
I don't think so.
Everybody guessed platinum, but Dr. Nerdly got it with diamond.
I thought it was platinum too.
Dr. Nerdly's stepping it up here.
Yeah.
Time is ticking, guys. Just a couple seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh my goodness. And that is it. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up the trivia questions here. We'll let him finish this. Oh, okay, hang on. There we go. All right, so we got that wrapped, and now let's see who our winners are here. I know there was a lot of back and forth. Oh, Dr. Nerdly so close to taking the #1 spot. But first place still goes to Lone Wolf with 19 questions answered. Showing off his brilliance. He truly is an elder god amongst men. Dr. Nerdly not far behind, showing off his prowess as well with a score of 15, 4 behind Lone Wolf. So the first spin will go to our good friend Lone Wolf Productions, who is getting ready to rock and roll. Guys, are we ready to try to break the combat code tonight?
Lone Wolf, if you could go ahead and type !spin into the chat, please.
As soon as he types spin, !spin for Lone Wolf. It'll spin those combat codes. Here we go. Oh, he did not get anything. Now it's up to Dr. Nerdly to type !spin to see if he can go ahead and break the combat code here tonight. So as soon as Dr. Nerdly hits !spin, spit, see busy, it's not gonna work. Sorry.
Yeah, the bot will only recognize it when one of the winners does it.
Oh! He got 2, but they weren't the first 2. So unfortunately, no bueno. Oh. So sad.
That's what happens.
It's tough, man. Cracking the combat code's tough, but it has been done. Geronaboo managed to do it and got a Raiden hat on our very first stream. He had the beginner's luck on his side. But no worries. There's always next week where we will do it again. We still have Raiden hats. We have these excellent Injustice hats as well that we're going to be giving away. So we always have 2 prizes up for giveaway every stream. Just in case, you know.
It's always good to have choices.
Yes, of course. In the Injustice 2 hat, it's super cool. It's got Superman on there, as well as a really cool version or variation of Batman right there on the bill. And it's, I mean, you know, it's an official Injustice 2 hat. Super, super nice. Somebody may want that over the autographed Cooley hat, too. You never know. Just depends on people's taste. Both of them are super cool. I also have 3 Injustice 2 posters to give away, which were pre-orders from GameStop. Now they're super hard to find. And we got 3 of those that we're willing to give away. We got all sorts of cool stuff, man. Just all sorts of stuff. So make sure you guys stay tuned for all that. Every week, we're going to have 2 items for giveaway up for grabs if you can beat the combat code system, which is not easy. But I think we're due for a winner here soon, and I will say this. Once we do have everything set for our affiliate status, and we get all those things all nice and tied up with a nice bow on top, we're going to give people a way to get some more spins. But that's still in the works. We'll keep up to date with you guys. I got to tell you, Combat King, it's great to see you again, buddy. I know we had a great time when you were here in studio with Tabmock. What was that, last year? And,
it was like November-ish, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
we got to do that again, man. You got to come back here with Tabmock. We got to go on the arcades, have another run at those. It was definitely a lot of fun having you, man. It's great seeing you again. You look great. Thank you so much for joining us, man. It's an honor to have you back on. We appreciate everything you've done tonight.
Sure, man. This was fun. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely.
Hey, thank you for being here. It really meant a lot. I think this was a great stream. Thank you for enlightening us and all of our viewers about the speedrun community, the high score, and everything that goes into that whole world, which we don't always get to see a whole lot of, but it's really cool to know that it's out there and that you're putting Mortal Kombat out into that whole separate but equal parallel universe.
Sure.
So thank you for all that you do for Mortal Kombat.
I hope it was interesting.
And I know that you also like to do a lot of other stuff. Like after this stream, you're going to go onto your own Twitch, right? And you're streaming some classic DOS games. So I just threw a link to it at the channel if anybody wants to go and follow you afterwards.
Absolutely.
What do you got planned for tonight?
You know, I was thinking about playing Doom with a bunch of mods because everybody's been playing Doom, and now I got to play Doom. I can't watch other people play it and not play it. Now I'm sucked in.
Absolutely.
So, last week on DOS night, I was playing, Return to Zork. Really popular viewer request. Terrible game.
Terrible game. Well, what I like about Doom is that when Mortal Kombat 3 was released on home system, Williams actually printed out the Mortal Kombat 3 poster that came with the game, and Doom was on the reverse side of it.
Oh, was it? Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat and Doom cross-promotion thing going on there.
Awesome.
I love Doom for a lot of the same reasons I love MK, definitely.
Absolutely. And, of course, next stream we're going to try, I can't guarantee it, but we're going to try to get the creator of Mortal Kombat 2 Plus on. I know it's been a little bit of difference of schedule with him, but he does want to come on. We do want to show you some really cool stuff from Mortal Kombat 2 Plus. We'll get on to all those details for the next stream next week. And just stay tuned to twitter.com/mk_online. And make sure you join our website at mortalkombatonline.com. Sign up, post in the forums. You may very well be our next post of the week. Isn't that right, Tabmock?
That's it.
That's
it.
Guys,
thanks again for joining us on stream. It's been great. We will see you at the next one.
We'll catch you next time, guys. Take care.